What it do, fool? What it is, kid? What it was, cuz? Our BG was the scene, kings and queens. It is T with two E's.
And Legendary Max.
And this is the Level Up Podcast where we talk everything high school football.
Yes, we work for a company called Prep Red Zone, where we go to high school football games every week and write articles about players that stood out to us. So we made this podcast to give them more exposure as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And football is back. Max, how do you feel?
I feel great.
Feel great. I loved it. Love it. I went to 2 games last week. You had an unfortunate situation. You couldn't be in town. My condolences. But
appreciate.
I, on the other hand, went to a couple of games. First game, I went to North Shore and the Woodlands.
State champs.
State champs. Listen to me. It was great to be out there. The atmosphere was live. First game, everybody was excited. 2 highly ranked teams. They wanted to start the season on a strong note. Unfortunately, Max, it was pretty one-sided. I'm not going to lie.
I saw that.
Score was 49-21. And to be honest, by the second quarter, it was 35-7. It was one-sided is not, it doesn't do the game justice.
Yeah.
But it was still a good game. Some notable standouts for me. And unfortunately, Max Preps did not get the names, and I was not able to get the names, so I will get back to you. But North Shore, they had a quarterback, number 9. You wrote about him last year, right?
I believe so. I think his name was Bailey.
Bailey. Let me tell you. You said he was a sophomore last year?
He was a freshman. Last year, so he's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore this year. Man, like what a year makes. A year makes a lot of difference. This young man had command of the offense. He was very accurate, very decisive, knew when to run, knew when to throw, knew when to slide. And he just allowed his players to make plays. And off of that, the best receiver, in my opinion, was number 2. That boy was a dog. Again, I don't have names. I do apologize. Number 2 for North Shore has speed. Oh, man, that boy could run. He took a hitch pass. It was only 7 yards and went 64 yards. 64. Borderline untouched. Like just straight speed. Caught and ran. He was shifty with the ball in his hands, and he had strong, aggressive hands. And my favorite part I used to play defense. So my favorite part for a receiver, that boy was physical. He wasn't that big. But he was mad physical. The second game I went to, Heights and Cleburne. Went out there to Sam Houston State. So shout out the Bobcats. Lovely stadium. The score again wasn't the best game. It was 54-20. Could have been better, but they did have some dogs out there. On Max Preps, his number is 1, but in the game his number was 88. Kevon Misher, I apologize if I said the name wrong, played receiver. He's a senior. Speed for days. The boy could run. I tell you what, he caught 2 long touchdowns. Like, weren't just in the red zone. Like, they went for some yards. I don't have the number specifically, but he went for some yards. I believe he had 147 yards in the total game. That boy was a dog. They had a linebacker. He's a junior. His name is Bryce Cavalier, number 10. That boy would knock your block off. Hey, that young fella could hit, and he was fast. He actually had like 2 unnecessary roughness penalties.
It'd be like that.
It'd be like that.
It'd be
like that. And one of them, I felt like some referees would have let that go, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he was looking to hit you. He played fast and physical, like a heat-seeking missile, and just all over the field. Last player that stood out to me, number 22, running back, Ezel Williams. He was quick and decisive. For his size, he wasn't that big. He had to be smaller than me. He was tough. The boy ran pretty tough. And overall, it was a great game for that team. So
it's interesting. I wasn't here this week for a football game. So, I did some research. I looked it up, and I found the Houston Chronicles article about the top performers of the week. I saw the obvious, like Katy, Westfield.
For sure.
St. Thomas got on that list for some reason, but I mean,
FTAs.
But I also saw the quarterback from Heights. You didn't mention him. His name's Allen Rainey. It said here that he went 22 out of 26 passes completed. It's pretty good for 361 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Pretty good. And he made, that top performance list. What do you think about him, per se?
Okay. Listeners and viewers, Maxwell, don't believe everything you read. I'll put it to you like that. Now, I'm a glass half full type of guy, so I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to be nice about it. Maybe, like I said, the score was 54-20.
Yeah.
So maybe, and like they got 6 in the second quarter, 7 in third, 7 in the fourth. Like, that was it. They didn't score many points. So maybe they were just being very vanilla. But you said he was 22 out of 26.
22 out of 26.
I can't make this up to nobody. I just can't make this up. 22, bro. 20 of those passes were screens or jet sweeps. That was it. That was it. If the ball went beyond 10 yards, it was incomplete. One was complete. It was just a botch play by the safety. He like bobbled it. The receiver caught it, got tackled. Like, he just wasn't efficient. It wasn't good. And again, I'm being optimistic. I'm choosing to believe that.
No disrespect to you, Allen.
No disrespect to you. No disrespect to even the play calling, or the team, or Cleburne. But I do think it was very vanilla. And there was one drive, bro. They started inside the 5-yard line. They had to drive the whole field.
Mm-hmm.
They did like quarterback draws, screens, and jet sweeps that entire drive. And they scored.
Mm-hmm.
They got a touchdown. Yay. But like, they ran like 4 plays borderline the entire game. It was wild. And good luck next week. I'm glass half full. I'm hoping they have more to the offense. And historically they have. I've seen them play last year. They got some good receivers. So I'm assuming it was just because the competition maybe wasn't that tough, but don't believe everything you read, because there's no way, man. There's no way.
Yeah, there are a lot more outstanding games that week too. Week 1, high school football is just a great thing in Houston and Texas, especially.
For sure.
Everything's bigger in Texas and better in Texas. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, they are high schoolers. So
Absolutely.
There's 2 cases about high school players being suspended over. One of them is being hazing, and it's Alamo Heights in San Antonio. Yes, hazing. Alamo Heights had a series of cases where they had their freshmen give lap dances to cheerleaders at a party, stuff with hot sauce. I don't want to get into that. And then, I don't know if anyone here has seen Blue Mountain State. The first episode of Blue Mountain State, they had the players put Oreos in their butt cracks and run it down the football, all the way down the football field. And if it drops, they have to eat it. And if you lose, you gotta eat it. So that's some TV stuff. So for it to happen in real life is insane. What do you think about that,
You Kivo, what? Like, what do you, bro?
Also, they didn't disclose why it happened, but one of the people that got hazed had burn marks and had to even go to the emergency room.
Bro.
So with all that included, they had to suspend them for 2 straight games.
2 games?
2 games.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell. 2 games is all they got?
Just 2 games.
And somebody went to the hospital?
Someone to the emergency room. They just got 2 games.
First of all, why are high schoolers hazing at all? Let's start there.
They watched Blue Mountain State.
I mean, word for word, bar for bar.
I mean, I played college football, and luckily I did not get hazed. Thank God, because that's just not. I'm not built for that.
You could.
If someone told me to strip down naked and give someone a lap dance, I'm like, I'm here to play football. I'm not with this patty cake stuff.
And then it's not even patty cake. Like, embarrassment is one thing, bro. Like, an Oreo naked running across the field inside of the anus is Not okay. But 2 games is wild. I think that'd be.
I thought it was a whole season at first, but no, it's just 2 games. I think that's insane.
What schools were they?
It's Alamo Heights. But
Alamo
another
Heights.
case, which is actually more severe
Oh my God.
for a less heinous act, is this school called Alto in Alto, Texas, which is like kind of like by Tyler, Dallas area. They got suspended for not 1 but 2 whole years of football
Oh,
for having unalleged players transfer in last second. Because there were some San Marcos students that transferred to Alto ISD late last year, but they weren't eligible yet to play for them.
hey, you. I mean, you get it how you live. I'll be honest. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I don't know what to say to that. Like, that. First of all, that's wild. 2 years is
2
insane.
years. That's a lot.
They just want to win some championships, man. Let them boys play. Let them boys play. I don't know what to say, boy. That's crazy.
2 whole years.
That's insane.
That's just so much
Now,
football you could
let's say
even had.
you're that's one of those kids or your son.
Uh-huh.
And let's say you weren't really involved. Like your child wasn't involved, I mean. And you hear the whole program shut down for 2 years. Are you staying or you
No, we leaving. I'm going right to Tyler or Alice. We are leaving.
No, absolutely.
Especially when my son's a dog, which he will be. My son's gonna be a dog.
All facts.
We gotta go somewhere else.
Now that Milner gene, they some savages out there.
Facts.
I played with one, seen the other one, their daddy. They some savages out there. I give you that.
I appreciate the call.
But
2 whole, like, let's say he's like a
years,
freshman
bro.
or a sophomore, like that's his whole football season. 2 years is anyone's whole football season.
That's insane.
Like they can't get scouted no more. Like no college coach, even if they just the coldest thing on the planet, is not gonna want to touch someone that has not played football for 2 years.
So my last question, and then we can move on. Do you think, like, let's say you had that mindset, and you like, yeah, I'm finna transfer. I'm finna go to Katy. I'm gonna go to Pi High. Shout out to St. Pius X High School. Like you just go to a different school. Do you think that follows you, and you have to be suspended for those 2 years?
I'm not sure about the eligibility about it. I feel like the players that like transferred from San Marcos, it might follow them, but the whole football program, I don't think so. But I'm not sure. I could be wrong.
For sure. I mean, especially if your child wasn't involved and you can prove it. I mean, it's like,
Exactly.
man,
I feel like
you can
they should
backdoor
not be.
legally. You
Think
can
about
backdoor
that.
and just be like, I just want the transfer. I wasn't even worried about this. I was just I just want my child to have some playing time. And like, you could definitely skedaddle.
Exactly.
And it'd be smooth selling. But 2 years, that's insane.
Whole
That sucks. But I mean, in 2 years, 2024, y'all back in that action, I guess.
better than ever.
It's better than that, and y'all gonna be right back. Y'all gonna be good. Y'all be straight.
Mhm.
But that sucks for you juniors and seniors. But the rest of you, good luck.
I would definitely transfer. That's just me. Though.
All facts. Immediately. But dang, the school you started though, it's too late. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it. We got other things to talk about. We got other things to do. But
I feel like if you leave now, you can at least start again in 2023.
probably.
Maybe. Or make the bench
You can
by
play
like
different
if they
sport,
make
too.
playoffs.
You think? So I mean, for the season they're done with. But like in January, it's like track season, rugby season for some people.
Yeah, but-
soccer. Like you think they can still play those sports?
I'm pretty sure they could play those sports, but like if you go to school mainly for football, like sure, like oh yeah, let me go do track so I can work on my speed, or maybe I could play like there's like a few schools rugby, and let me go have some fun with rugby or go play basketball. But like I want to play football when I go college, play football. I want to go pro. I cannot do that with a 2-year suspension at my school.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, and that does suck. That does. But shout out rugby. Rugby is a physical sport. We played rugby in high school. Sorry, Coach Locke. Had we took it a little more serious, we would have been a little better.
Just
But rugby is. I like that sport.
I love rugby.
Rugby was fun.
It's not
When-
a very American thing.
At
I wish it
all.
was, but like it's just if you like football and soccer, I mean you'll definitely like rugby.
Football and soccer. I mean, sure you kick the ball. I don't know. I just feel like football, but it's a lot of running. If that's what you mean, it's a lot of running. But shoot, what are the games of the week this week, Max?
We this week, Thursday we're gonna go to the Westfield and Hightower game, and then on Friday we're gonna go to the Katy and Atascocita game. And I'm especially excited for the Katy and Atascocita game because they're like Katy's 2 and Atascocita is 3
in rankings. He means in rankings.
And then Westfield is 8. No, Westfield is 5 and Hightower is 8. So those are some high playing teams this week.
So out of Westfield and Hightower, my apologies. Westfield and Hightower, who's gonna win? Who's taking the dub?
I gotta go with the Mustangs, no Westfield. Hightower definitely had a great year last year. No slugs against them. But I just don't think that they will definitely give Westfield a run for their money. But a W, I do not believe so.
You got a score?
Since, our old coach is at Westfield, he's a very offense heavy coach. I believe Westfield scores 42, and I think Hightower will score maybe 21-28.
But they're going to give him room for their money. That's a dog walk anyways.
2 touchdowns is not a dog walk.
You're right. No. What you said? You said 42.
I said 42-28.
28. Oh, I thought you said 21. I'm like, what is 3-0 score?
But like the 42 is going to come towards the end of the game. Like they're
they're going to continue to score. Yeah. Shout out Stephen Hill. Like he said, that is our old high school coach. And that man did love to run up the scoreboard. I give him that. And they got dogs out there in Westfield. Yes. Again, Hightower, y'all are going to have an amazing season. I hope you do great. I hope all your players get scholarships and they all go to the next level. I predict an L as well. Westfield just has some savages out there on their field.
But speaking of also top performers, we also from Westfield there was PJ Hatter, which is he's the senior quarterback. He also did a great job. He completed 18 out of his 21 passes.
That I believe. That was an actual performance. No slugs again. No slugs. Y'all are great.
And then also for top performers, Hightower also had a top form. I am so sorry if I butchered your name here, but it's Chinsum. Wait,
try it. Try to say his name.
I'm so sorry. Chisum Owuzigaba. Wait, you try.
Wait, one more time, and I'm gonna try it. One more time, and I'm gonna try it.
Chisum Owuzigaba. I am so sorry. Like one day I would love to have you on the show and you say your name for you.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. Chisum. Owuzum Rigbo.
I think he's better, but it wasn't that.
Ringbo. Onwu Zeringbo. There's no way I didn't say that wrong. Onwu Zeringbo. So that boy, he balled out. I'm so sorry for the butcher. That is hilarious. What was the next game we're saying? We're saying
Atascocita and Katy.
What do you think about that?
Legendary Katy Tigers. I don't want to go with the obvious choice, but I do believe Katy will end up taking it. Now, it's 2 and 3. Rankings don't usually matter, especially when they're that close. Like 2 and 3 are practically the same thing, almost. So I believe Katy will still take it at the end. They still got their running back for one more year, Seth Davis. He
beast,
fast. All the games I saw of him last year. Speed.
4 days.
But Atascocita, last year they had their senior quarterback, but he tore his ACL, so they had to go with the sophomore quarterback, and he's not your traditional quarterback, but I believe, in this past year he has definitely improved and was prepared to take on this more quarterback role.
Now that is why I'm picking Atascocita to get the dub.
Really?
I'll say last year we saw 2 games. Two games of Atascocita.
I believe I saw 3.
You saw 3. I saw 2. I'll say this.
The boy can scramble.
He can scramble. He can run. The Atascocita quarterback, I forgot his name. I do apologize. We'd love to have you on one day. he was not very decisive, not very accurate. What I'll say is the moment might have been too big for him. He had receivers that came in clutch kept them in some games. I saw one that it should have been an interception, but they had a receiver who he bailed him out. As simple as that. That was last year though. That was last year. Same how these quarterbacks improved that I read about already. This young man, I believe, I haven't seen him yet. I believe he's improved. I believe he's more confident. And just the ensemble that's around him and the fact that Katy historically has been great, but they talent-wise, it kind of regressed. Still, they're a great team. They're a great team. I'm not taking that away from them. I think Atascocita's going to take it.
It's a lot of unbiased faith you have in a quarterback you have not seen play in the year.
Which is true, but he can only improve. Well, I don't care what. Sure, I mean, okay. Glass half full. I told you I'm an optimistic guy. I'm choosing to believe he improved. Last year he got thrown in. He wasn't supposed to play. He was not supposed to see the field on varsity. So, and he still has.
You still did a great job, y'all. I believe y'all went either quarterfinals or semifinals.
They went far in the playoffs. You did amazing, and you're telling me from there he regressed. From there he only got better. He got more confident. The playbook probably didn't change much. The team is built around. It was built around that other quarterback, which I forgot your name. Shout out to you. I hope you do great in college. Because he was an amazing kid.
Yes.
It's just built for him to thrive. So, Atascocita, prove me right. I like to be proven right. Prove me right. Y'all are gonna win against Katy. It'll be close. It'll be close. I say 20-14. It's not even gonna be that high scoring. 20-14. But
you don't think it's gonna be high scoring?
Nah, I think the Atascocita got some ballers on defense.
Well, you also think they're gonna miss a field goal?
Yep. Yes, I do. Okay. You're not gonna change my 20-14. Stamp it. It's being recorded, so it's not like I got. It's being recorded, so that's my evidence. It's not evidence, but that's my. You know what I'm trying to say?
Proof.
That's not my proof. What's that word when it's locked in? I can't go back. I can't deny it.
Unchangeable.
Whatever. Regardless, it's locked in. 2014. T. Frank made that prediction at Atascocita. I believe in you.
Well, I'm going to go 28-35. I do believe it is going to be a close game. It might even be a field goal chance. If it's by a field goal, I believe it could be 28-30. But I'm going to lock in 28-35. That's my prediction. He's going 2014. I'm going with the Katy Tigers.
I'm going with the Atascocita Eagles.
Yes, Eagles.
I've been knowing stuff. So
I'm not the biggest fan of Eagles here. I guess that's also the bias.
Which is I don't like the Eagles either. FTH. Shout out St. Pius X High School. But I'm still ride with the Atascocita. But we can put a bet on it. Put nothing as crazy as them kids that got suspended. But I'm not an anime fan like that. But if Atascocita loses, I'll watch the first series of One Piece.
All right. And what do you want? I mean, what do you want if I lose?
If you lose, what don't you like to do? You have to start Doom Patrol.
All right. That's about it. Right.
Bet. Hey, Doom Patrol is a good show. I don't care what nobody says. Shout out HBO Max. I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know
all their shows are getting canceled, but that's not the topic for today. I could talk about that for another hour.
Shout out the Doom Patrol. I wasn't a fan of Cyborg's eye. That crap was weird. You know what I'm talking about. His eye never moved. It was weird. But
he does look very Walmart.
Other than that, that's a good show. It's slow. It's a good show. Right, Lock it in.
If I lose, I watch Doom Patrol. If you lose, you watch.
You gotta watch the first season of Doom Patrol. I watched the first season of One
Piece.
One Piece.
The first saga.
How many? The saga that's a season?
Yeah, it's
how many episodes is that?
I think they go long time. 50.
Atascocita. Lock it in.
But hey, when he starts watching it, he won't be able to.
Atascocita. Lock it in. I don't want to watch 50 episodes. I'm not a binge watcher. That's why it's so much for me. And I don't care for anime. So, Atascocita. Lock it in. But that is all for the show. Do you have any last words for the people?
We appreciate anyone that does listen to us. This is our first show. And we just wanted to get a feel of this and start for us. Usually from weeks going forward, we're going to try to have players on here. We're going to interview them, hear their thoughts on their games, hear their thoughts on other schools and stuff like that. And we have a business called Level Up Experiences, why it's called the Level Up Podcast. We put on camps and combines for high school athletes. So we're trying to give them exposure through Prep Red Zone, this podcast, and our camps. So it's just one big way of just promoting all of the fantastic high school players in Houston and Texas. Maybe we can go worldwide one day. Who knows? But
all facts. Max, what is our Instagram?
Our Instagram is Level Up EXP.
All right. And Twitter is @level_up_EXP. Follow us, get at us, hit us up. If you have questions, we'll love to answer them. If you got concerns, let us know. And you all be blessed.
Yes, we're going to try to have a consistent upload base, maybe like every Tuesday, every Wednesday. We will let y'all know. But if we're going to post one day, we're definitely going to post that one day every week. Because we're doing this every week until the end of high school football. State championships.
More facts.
Anything else you would like to add, T. Frank?
That's it, bro. I'm excited. I'm glad we got our first one out the way. Mm-hmm. Many more to come. Many great guests. Great to guest. I had a speech impediment as a child. Great guests. Great football games. Mm-hmm. Great articles. It's going down. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for Level Up. And it's finna be great, man. Like, just level up. Yeah.